In this video, I will give you the most detailed dribble tutorial in NBA 2K26, showcasing some hidden moves, some great techniques that you can use online, advanced moves that allow you to change directions really quickly, and break down the different ways that NBA 2K26 takes dribbling to a whole new level. So whether you're a beginner, an advanced user, an intermediate user, or just someone who wants to get better at dribbling, this video will take care of you, giving you all the basics and advanced tips and tricks that you need. Now with that, let's get started with signature Sizeups, which were revamped in NBA 2K26, making them a little bit more simpler to combo off. So first, in order to do your standard signature Sizeups, you want to tap the right stick up left or up right, to the left or to the right, or down left or down right towards your non-ball hand. Up left or up right gives you your front crossover, to the left or to the right gives you a between the legs crossover, and down left and down right gives you the behind the back crossover. And tapping down on the right stick gives you a nice quick step back to reset or create some space from your defender. So while your one dribble Sizeups basically stayed the same from 2K25, now you're only allowed to do manual combos out of two dribble Sizeups. So while the combos may be a little bit more limited in the new Sizeup system, they are simpler, but they still offer some control by changing the pace of your right stick input, giving you different animations. Now, the easy way to combo your signature Sizeups is by flicking the right stick from left to right repeatedly or up repeatedly. Now, this simplifies the way you combo your signature Sizeups, but you lose control by spamming these stick inputs. You can simplify this and gain more control by flicking the right stick left right twice and then holding L2. It will then play out the entire combo sequence. So instead of flicking the right stick left right and losing control of your right stick, this allows you to just watch the whole sequence play out and then combo out of it. This also applies to the right stick up method. And now, because we're not spamming those right stick inputs, as you can see right here, I'm able to slow down and combine these different combos together, giving us our first target combo, which is the combination of your left-right dribble combo and your right stick up dribble combo. So don't dismiss the new Sizeup system. Some new signature Sizeups actually offer some nice properties to them. For example, this Jordan Poole signature Sizeup chain has a momentum launch that combos really well with a lot of your momentum-based moves, such as your step-back jumpers. Alright, next, now you know how to dribble, let's talk about launching. So this is simple. While in a dribble combination or executing any dribble move, hold R2 and hold the left stick up left or up right in the direction which you want to burst out of. So in this case, with the Jordan Poole Sizeup combo, our last dribble combo pushes us to the left. I want to burst out of this by holding R2 and pushing the left stick up and to the right, giving me a nice crossover burst which I combo with a hop jumper to the side. In 2K26, same side bursts are much more smooth. So for example, after any dribble input, push the right stick up and to the left or up and to the right towards the same direction of your dribble move, and then you will burst out of it while holding sprint. Now, your bursts, your crossover launches, and different left stick dribble moves, which I'll discuss in a separate video, are largely determined by your dribble style, so choose wisely. For example, take a look at James Harden's smooth crossover burst right here compared to Steph Curry's tight and between the legs crossover launch out of his Sizeups. These bursts not only determine the smoothness of your launch, but the angle of your launch. So depending on how you like to attack your defenders or which moves you want to use, the dribble style will be that much more important in order to combo really well with your shot creation moves. So here's an example of that same side speed burst that I was talking about previously. Much more smooth, allows us to pin Amen Thompson to the other side and counter with a nice hop jumper. Alright, this is important. Let's talk about burst cancels. Burst cancels allow you to quickly change directions after you initially launch out of any move. So here, after a between the legs escape, we launch towards the same side by pushing the left stick up and to the left while holding turbo, and then quickly interrupt that with an escape dribble to the right, launching out of it very quickly. So check out the inputs right here. After my initial escape dribble, I'm pushing the left stick up and to the left while holding turbo, and then I quickly push the right stick up and to the right, and then follow that by holding the left stick up and to the right. This is such an important move in order to force your defender to commit, because they're looking for your speed boost animations. Once they see that animation, if you're able to change directions very quickly, that's gonna be a deadly setup. That's gonna really dictate the way you change directions and force your defender to overcommit to certain movements. So 2K26, in my opinion, is a way more arcadey game than 2K25. So you have to make sure that you have all the tools you need in order to beat your defender, and this is certainly one of the best ways to really punish defenders who like to overcommit on defense. The movements here are very quick. They're gonna require a lot of practice, but it is essentially canceling your burst with the right stick movement very quickly. As you can see right here, if you can do this consistently, this will allow you to execute sharp changes in direction that's gonna really force your defender to really think how they want to defend you. So let's break this down. After executing a between the legs size up, I push the left stick up into the left while holding turbo, then push the right stick up into the right while rotating the left stick up and to the right while holding turbo in order to launch out of that quick crossover, sharp change of direction, quick change of pace. This is going to be an essential tool for 2K26, especially since a lot of people won't be investing in agility. I mean, just take a look at how I torched this Amen Thompson user. This dude had ambitions of guarding me oddball at the beginning of the game, but after executing moves like this, they gave up and just went off ball the entire game. Similar to your burst cancels, we have burst combos, and instead of canceling the move, we immediately combo out of your burst with any of your right stick transition dribble moves. So the window to use your moving crossovers out of a speed burst is much more wide, allowing you to essentially combo out of any speed boost immediately. And one way I like to use this, as you can see from this clip, is to immediately combo your speed boost with a moving crossover. So after pushing the left stick up left or up right to launch out of a simple move, for example, I then push the right stick up left or up right while holding the left stick towards the basket, allowing me to continue to move forward towards the basket and then comboing with a transition dribble move. Again, this allows you to sharply change direction after forcing your defender to commit. Alright, now let's talk about escape dribbles. To execute any escape dribble, hold R2 and just execute any of the crossovers we discussed at the early part of the video. So that is by holding R2 and then pushing the right stick up left or up right, to the left or to the right, or down left and down right. Now you can combo your escape dribbles and your escape dribble combos consecutively, but as you can see right here, I am losing 1 bar of adrenaline by spamming these combos so much. So tiring yourself out from over dribbling or losing your adrenaline allows you to shoot less effectively. So be judicious with how you use it. I like to use escape dribbles that are wide, create a lot of space, definitely way more compared to your standard size up moves. You can also combo these moves continuously, unlike in 2K25. But be careful to not abuse them because you'll lose adrenaline or stamina. You can execute an escape dribble combo move by holding R2 and flicking the right stick left to right or right to left towards your ball hand or non-ball hand. You should check these out. Some of these are really quick and generate a lot of distance. Holding R2 while tapping the right stick down gives you an escape step back dribble move, or what NBA 2K26 now calls their crossover step back. Mostly because it generates a lot of backward and side-to-side movement, similar to a misdirection dribble almost. Escape step backs, once again, are great ways to reset, generate space, and then attack your defender. Next, let's talk about HESIs, which is essentially done by pushing the right stick towards your ball hand. You can do this by holding R2 and this will give you your escape HESI, which usually generates a lot more space and distance, while tapping up on the right stick gives you an in and out HESI dribble. Tapping the right stick up and then towards your ball hand will give you an in and out HESI combo. And shout out to E-Money for this. You can execute a Shammgod by first executing your escape HESI and then quickly cancelling it by releasing R2 and flicking the right stick towards the opposite direction. So these are a bit more challenging. Once again, for example, if the ball is in my right hand, I'm holding R2 and then tapping the right stick to the right and then quickly cancelling that by releasing R2 and then pushing the right stick to the left. This definitely requires some more practice. You can do the Shammgod Cancel by pushing the left stick up and to the left or up and to the right towards the direction of your first HESI input. So in this case, I'm pushing the left stick up and to the right, which was the same direction my first HESI input was. The big thing with your Shammgod is you need to practice the pace of that cancel out of that HESI. Alright, 2K26 once again has a lot of setup combos that are easy to execute. Your breakdown combos are now done by holding R2 and tapping the right stick up. So in 2K25, they had regular breakdown dribbles and aggressive breakdown dribbles. Now it's just one breakdown combo, and for James Harden, it's that signature dribble, which you can combo into your step back jumper. You can do a walkback by holding the left stick down and away from the basket and then quickly tapping up on the right stick. So think of your regular breakdown dribbles as more side to side and towards the basket, which you can combo with your walkback dribbles to reset and set up your opponent. Now from here you can execute different target combos. So take a look at these combos, which just uses everything that we've learned so far. I want you to take notice of how I'm using the right stick. I am not spamming anything. Everything is deliberate. These are measured right stick movements that are well thought out of and perfectly executed so that you're not messing up any of your execution, and give yourself time to read your defender and react accordingly. So for example, this combo sequence combines the walkback dribble into your breakdown dribble, reset with an escape step back, and then comboed into your left-right stick dribble size-ups, giving you ideas on how to combo in 2K26 very efficiently, very simply. So again, it's all about timing and tempo of your right stick inputs, making sure that you're very deliberate in what you want to do. A lot of it is also trying to figure out which combos work well together. And for NBA players, their packages are typically designed so that you can figure things out and make sure that they all blend well together. So at this part of the video, I'm just giving you combo ideas and how easily you can combo what we've just learned so far. Escape dribbles, escape dribble combo moves, your different setup dribbles, your signature size ups, everything coming together, being reset, for example, by your escape step back, making sure that everything flows well with each other. This is something I want you to practice at this point if you're not too used to this type of dribbling yet. So 2K26 also sees the return of some advanced skill moves. So for example, you can do the between the legs in and out, and what I like to call the Kyrie carry, by holding R2, tapping the right stick down left or down right towards your non-ball hand, and then quickly cancelling that by pushing the right stick down left or down right towards your ball hand. So if my first input is pushing the right stick down right, I have to quickly combo that by pushing the right stick down left. You can also do a transition version of this. So with the ball in your left hand while holding R2, push the right stick down right and then immediately up and to the left. I don't necessarily use these moves too much, but it's there if you want to sauce up on your defender. Alright, next is your momentum-based moves, and let's start with your momentum behind the back. With the ball in your left hand, hold R2, push the right stick down into the right, and then hold the left stick up and to the right. Different types of behind the back dribble packages have different angles out of their launch, so I like to use the one that's a little bit away from my opponent instead of directly launching him towards him. Next is your misdirection dribble, which is a little bit more difficult to execute this year. So after executing any right stick crossover, you want to cancel that by holding R2 and flicking the right stick to the left or to the right towards the opposite direction of your initial input. So for example, if I want to do a misdirection behind the back with the ball in my right hand, I'm tapping the right stick down into the left and then quickly holding R2 and pushing the right stick to the right. Now, for a lot of people, this is extremely complicated and some might say too difficult to execute, but I found a way to simplify this. It doesn't require holding R2. Now, after executing your first right stick input, you just want to tap the right stick up left or up right towards the opposite direction of your first right stick input. So if I tap the right stick down into the left, I'm quickly tapping the right stick up into the right. So just to show you how easy this is me just spamming the misdirection dribbles left and right if you're into that type of stuff. But this is basically just showing you ways on how to simplify dribbling in NBA 2K26, giving players more accessibility in how they choose to dribble. Next, your momentum crossover is done by tapping the right stick up to execute your in and out dribble and then pushing the left stick up left or up right to the opposite direction while holding R2. So you can cancel out of the in and out animation even before it starts, or you can wait for it to play out and use that in and out dribble as a HESI to combo out of it with a momentum crossover. You can then combo this with your momentum behind the back launch. After your momentum crossover, push the right stick down left or down right towards the opposite direction and then move the left stick towards the direction of your behind the back launch. If you want a few drills on how to get better at dribbling and just develop that dexterity and muscle memory, I want you to do the momentum trio, which is basically different variations of combining your misdirection dribble, your momentum crossover, and that momentum behind the back launch. So at this point, if you find yourself having a difficult time executing these moves, don't worry. Keep practicing, go up against the AI, get those ankle breakers so that when you go online, it'll be way more easy. Trust me, you're just gonna need to develop the muscle memory for this and it's gonna come second nature. Just give yourself more time and remember, be deliberate, practice patience, and make sure you're executing those inputs perfectly. And remember those cancel bursts we talked about in the previous segment? Well, you can cancel your burst with a behind the back launch in NBA 2K26, giving you a really quick and sharp way to change directions after your quick burst. Alright, at this point, this has been a lot, so let's try to bring everything together. And once again, what you're seeing from me right here, even though I'm executing a lot of dribble moves, deliberate right stick inputs, measured pace, making sure I'm perfectly executing everything, bringing them all together and not spamming any one input. These are the mechanics that I want you to keep in mind when trying to learn how to become a better dribble. Don't need to spam, don't need to violently attack that right stick, just make sure you're measured. Next, let's talk about your escape dribble combos, which will be different based on the amount of ball handle you have. So in 2K26, these are executed after your momentum behind the back dribble, for example. Push the right stick towards your non-ball hand by tapping the right stick up left, up right, to the left or to the right, or down left and down right, and this will give you different types of escape combos out of your momentum-based dribbles. These also work in combination with your high-skill dribble moves, such as your behind the back in and out. This was one way where a lot of the community in 2K25 used these moves to generate crab dribble animations or pin your defender behind you. It's also a great way to change direction, and especially with same side speed bursts being more effective in 2K26, giving you another great way to change directions and choose different angles against your defender. So once again, what you're seeing right here is deliberate inputs on the right stick. That's something I want ingrained in your minds after this video. Alright, next let's go to our transition dribble moves. So while moving downhill, tap the right stick up left or up right, to the left or to the right, or down left or down right for your standard transition crossover moves. You can also do your HESIs, in and outs, and step back dribbles. These are great moves because it incorporates an acceleration for those crossover moves in transition that are really good, sharp changes in direction which you can combo with your different shot creator moves. You can also combo those transition combo moves pretty well together. So think of it as the 2 combo input which we discussed in the signature size up section. But generally, your front crossover to your behind the back is a really good move. For those that have really good moving transition packages, what you saw right there is James Harden with a moving step back dribble. For Kyrie, for example, he's got a great double behind the back launch. And in 2K26, some nice sauce is that you can cancel out of these transition crossover moves. For example, after we hit Kyrie with this nasty combo with Darius Garland, take a look at the animation right here. It's like we're going for a moving crossover, but wait, we cancel that into a step back jumper. Next, we got our transition combo moves, which are 2 right stick inputs. So first, your crossover combo move is now done by tapping the right stick up twice. So these are what you call combo moves before. These are basically 2 dribble inputs that usually give you double crossover type moves. You can also flick the right stick from your ball hand to your non-ball hand to give you a HESI crossover move. D-Fox, for example, has a nice between the legs HESI into a front crossover. New in 2K26 is a HESI to behind the back launch. You do this by tapping the right stick towards your ball hand and then down left or down right away from your ball hand. So I'm showing you right here the difference in speed with my standard behind the back dribble move. So I have the Shea behind the back equipped, which is generally really slow. Compare that to the HESI behind the back launch, which gives you a nice great angle and is way more quicker. So 2K26 also sees the return of the Blowout Dribble. You do this while in the backcourt, while holding R2, push up on the right stick, and what will give you a nice forward push cross. Beware though, the ball is extremely live when executing this Blowout Dribble. You're usually gonna wind up in a turnover if you don't have enough space. But if you got a speed demon that covers a lot of distance like D-Fox, oh boy, watch out. Next are your spin moves, which is done by rotating the right stick clockwise or counterclockwise. Standard spin move basically rotate the right stick clockwise or counterclockwise towards your non-ball hand. You can do this also from a standstill position. Just push the left stick up left or up right towards the direction of your spin to launch really fast out of it. I like to call this the attack spin. But there are actually way more interesting ways to use the spin in a half-court setting, and I'll show that later on. So again, after executing any spin move, tap the right stick in any direction to execute any of your spin combos. The right stick chains definitely give you some nice resets, but combine it with your left stick and you get different types of spin combos, which again, I don't generally like to use, but you have your Iverson spins and your spin crossovers. So once again, after your spin, push the left stick up left or up right or down left or down right to give you different types of variations on these spin crossovers. You can also execute this out of your triple threat spin outs, which again, you see right here, I'm rotating the right stick clockwise and then pushing the left stick up right or up left to execute your Iverson spin. You definitely launch really fast out of it, create some confusion, and in this case, get to the basket. You can cancel your half-court spin with a half-spin launch by pushing the left stick down while holding turbo after you initiate that spin move. So half spins feel really great in 2K26, they generate a lot of momentum and there's a ton of combo possibilities. You can also do a crossover spin move by pushing the right stick to the right or to the left and then executing a spin input. Your first right stick input should be pushed towards the direction of your non-ball hand and then spin out of it after. Again, you can also cancel out of your spin crossover by executing your half spin by pushing the left stick down while holding turbo after your spin. And the animation for this particular move is really fun to use in 2K26. Much more wide, much more momentum based, and there's a ton of combo possibilities out of this. So while Kyrie has generally good shot creation combos out of this, if you're a Steph Curry user, you're definitely going to want to use these half spin moves. Alright, but if you are a Kyrie guy, alright, this is something special. They added his spin HESI launch, which he did on Curry back when he was with the Celtics. This one is really fun just because of the change of pace. Look at how Şengün couldn't keep up, not knowing if I was doing a half spin or a full spin. So the inputs for this are different. To initiate the spin, you want to rotate the right stick to the top and not to the bottom. So with the ball in my right hand, I'm rotating the right stick from 3 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Then holding turbo and then pushing the left stick up and to the left. Definitely know that you're going to use these in all your highlights. Alright, next, you have your shot cancels. First, you can execute your go-to shot by holding the right stick up, or any of your step back jumpers once again by holding R2 and pushing the right stick in different directions. So in 2K25, these hop jumpers and your go-to shots included a lot of dribble animations. And with the great cancel system and more responsive controls, you can combo these with your right stick inputs. Combo it, for example, with your behind the back launch, your escape dribbles, your spin moves even. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this specific move. I'm going to do that in my shot creation video. But as you can see just initially from these first set of dribble tips, and I have some more. I haven't even discussed the left stick dribbling yet. 2K26 is a much more responsive game, giving us new moves, old returning moves, and a lot of quality of life improvements that make dribbling so much better. So use this video as a starting point for how you want to build your combos. We're going to continue to work on our dribble game throughout the year. I'm sure there's still a lot more to discover, a lot more to find out, but this should give you the first real solid tutorial and manual for how you want to use dribbling in 2K26. It's again a lot of measured inputs, a lot of sharp changes in direction. There are a few techniques here which are admittedly a little bit difficult, but with a lot of lab work, you guys are going to get it. So give the video a thumbs up if you appreciated this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Still more to come, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.